Introducing first in the corner to my left, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 185 pounds, the amazing Rory Gulak! His opponent in the corner to my right, from Watertown, New York, weighing in at 187 pounds, Freddie!
DC and Corvus calling the action as we roll along right here. These are the type of matches, though, that put Beyond Wrestling on the map. You got two hungry guys, veterans of the scene, just looking for that one big break, and it could come here today at the Beyond Wrestling Americanrana 17 matinee card. Rory Gulak, Jay Freddie, one-on-one, first time ever.
And that's the beauty of a match like this. When you're getting ready to call a match like this as a commentator, you're trying to look at their attributes, what they bring to the table. You bring hard striking, they both bring that to the table. Grappling and technical wrestling, they both bring that to the table. It was so hard for me to pick the man that I thought had the advantage going into this match. And when you have that mindset as a commentator, as a fan, it is so exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a super back and forth match. Of course, Rory Gulak, very impressive at the Beyond Wrestling studio taping, the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, which you'll be able to watch soon for free at youtube.com/Beyond Wrestling. It's already up on Beyond Demand. And he was invited here to compete today. And with Jay Freddie and Rory Gulak sharing the ring, like you said, it's hard to pick a favorite.
But here's the thing, is Jay Freddie was one of those guys who always had all the talent in the world, but couldn't seem to get that footing, couldn't seem to get that momentum. But this man just got back from a tour of Japan, and I've seen some of the footage out there, man, and he was absolutely tearing it up. That has to send you back stateside with such confidence.
Well, it's interesting because I was talking to Rory Gulak before the show, and he said, hey, you know, I've been to Japan too, let's not forget that. Albeit touring for Big Japan Pro Wrestling, a death match, you know, primarily competing in death matches in Japan. But Rory Gulak turning a new leaf, following in the footsteps of his brother Drew Gulak. They were at one point teaming as the Amazing Gulaks, but now Rory Gulak on his own as Drew Gulak competes in 205 Live for the Cruiserweight division of WWE. And I do think that we're going to see some sportsmanship between these two. Some amazing sportsmanship.
Well, that's the beauty. He doesn't need his brother Drew to be amazing. Rory Gulak is just as amazing all on his own.
But again, starting your career, modeling yourself after a deathmatch wrestler, becoming a deathmatch wrestler, and now, you know, let's not forget the fact that Rory Gulak is a super accomplished amateur wrestler. One of the kids that he coaches has, you know, the hopes of going to the Olympics soon. I mean, that's obviously a pretty keen teacher if you're able to get somebody to go to the Olympics. I mean, Rory's no slouch, but it's that toughness because of his days as a deathmatch wrestler that I think a lot of people underestimate. He really is a one-of-a-kind type competitor.
Sending him over with that monkey flip double pin, and they're both up in the 1, 2, and they both roll over. Oh, right up into that bridge. The neck strength that it takes, it's one of the most underrated positions to be in professional wrestling. Nobody realizes the amount of neck strength that you have to hold your entire body weight up on your neck.
Jay Freddie trying to put on the brakes. Rory Gulak still holding on to the head. It looks like he was able to block a headlock takeover attempt, but Rory Gulak is not letting go. Finally gets some separation, so he rebounds off the ropes and take it down with that shoulder tackle.
Jay Freddie might have a slight strength advantage over Gulak. Like now, as I'm watching them go back and forth, I'm watching them counter, I think Jay Freddie has a little bit more of that center. He's a lot more solid in the upper body.
Yeah, Jay Freddie, a pretty compact individual. He's got that explosive power. He was just 3 seconds away from punching his ticket to WrestleMania weekend, coming up short against John Silver. But I'm telling you, Freddie, now that he's back from Japan, he really is looking to build momentum here in Beyond Wrestling, and that hopefully could start today with a win over Rory Gulak. But again, Rory Gulak primarily competing in Beyond Wrestling as a tag team competitor alongside Drew. You know, if he wants to foray out on his own, there's a lot at stake in this match.
Oh, 100%. And I look at somebody like Rory Gulak who has, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Goes for the cover immediately, 1, 2.
Corvus, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's just like, you know, the style of wrestling that Biff Busick, Drew Gulak, Timothy Thatcher repopularized. Like, oh, these guys are carrying the torch on that.
High angle.
And that's where you're seeing the progression of beyond just the technical prowess, second away from picking up the victory, is you're starting to see more of that strong style influence with two competitors, as we've said, have competed in Japan.
That's exactly what I was saying about Tracy Williams before. I love that specific style of wrestling, that hard-nosed, hit you hard, tie you up in knots. I just love it. There's something so just carnal about watching that style of professional wrestling. And Rory Gulak made his name in deathmatch wrestling. That has to be such a difficult transition to go from deathmatch wrestling to a more grapple technical base. But
well, that's the thing. You've got the deathmatch wrestling, you've got the amateur wrestling, but to try and tie it all together, I mean, talk about two completely different opposite ends of the sport. As Freddie is just 1 second away. I mean, he was taking a breather on the floor. He just rolled back in, getting stomped out by Rory Gulak.
But that's the thing, is Rory has gone his entire career just getting put through some of the most unimaginable torture and punishment to be put in an arm bar or get suplexed or something. It's nothing compared to the punishment that this man
of course, being carved up with glass
career.
thumbtacks tables. Gulak staying on top of his man. Might be looking for a sharpshooter.
Rolls through. Oh, wow, look at the torque.
Both men jockeying for position.
He could have him here. No, he makes his way over to the rope. Rory Gulak giving him an opportunity, giving him a little bit of sportsmanship leeway right here.
Well, maybe Gulak is trying to plan his next attack. He could be suckering Freddie in before Freddie can even get back up to a vertical base, stomped right down to the canvas.
No, 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 no. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this. No.
Freddie holding on for dear life. Rory Gulak still looking to strike, even though he was unable to connect with the suplex.
He just dodged a bullet right there.
Of course, Freddie super close with both Eddie Edwards and Tavy Richards, and we know that they're not afraid to throw suplexes to the floor.
Oh, 100%, but that's not something that I want to see right now. Medical staff better be ready.
Freddie might have the advantage here. He's got the head of Rory Gulak hook, trying to get leverage, moving the arm, looking for a vertical suplex. Rory Gulak trying to fight back.
This is terrible territory right now, man. This is terrible, terrible position.
Yeah, I mean, one wrong move, you could have two bodies tumbling about 4 feet down to that wooden floor. No protective mats here at the White Eagle. Freddie really struggling to hold Rory Gulak up. Now he's got him straight up. Oh, the sheer drop suplex right to the floor. Not only banging on the apron, but tumbling down.
And you saw the way that his neck just whipped back. It's moves like that that really make me terrified that we are out on the second floor here at the White Eagle. But is Rory even going to be able to get back into the ring?
Well, I mean, maybe this is when Freddie's strategy changed. When he was on the floor, he said, hey, maybe we can turn the tables and I'm the one that can get the count-out victory. Or maybe he's just going completely on adrenaline right now.
Hey, man, a victory is a victory is a victory. You can't be picky about it.
Sending Rory back into the ring is obviously looking to get that pinfall win. Not looking for the count-out. Scratch what I said. Making a fool out of me, one Freddie. Big shotgun-style drop kick.
1, 2, and Gulak able to kick out. I love how Freddie got right on top of him after that drop kick.
Crowd's starting to come alive for Freddie here.
He has to ride this wave of the momentum, but I think he might be taking a little bit too much time.
This time he's got the leg cradled. Oh, Rory just slipping out. An unexpected counter, but effective nevertheless. Up and over, avoiding contact in the corner. Did not avoid contact that time. That's a bad way to get hit in the face.
I don't know if that was the skin of the arm hitting his head or if that was his jaw clamping shut.
That time a brain buster. Again, targeting the head, the neck, and the back.
Ooh, I did not think he was going to kick out of that one. When Gulak rolled up after that brainbuster, it looked like his eyes rolled to the back of his head.
Of course, we've seen such a focus on the new crop talent here. The matinee show, we saw Ace Romero, Brian Malones. Obviously, the gentleman that Dan Barry's got watching his back now. And it seems like a lot of these competitors are jockeying for position. Of course, Wheeler Yuta, MJF, they've had an incredible series of matches for Beyond Wrestling. Both of them are abroad today. And of course, the main event coming up a little bit later on. Brandon Watts, his final shot at AR Fox. He's come up short twice in consecutive matches. There's a special guest referee tonight. I'm not even sure who it is.
How do you not know who it is?
There's no athletic commission in Massachusetts. It's loose like that.
And this match has literally just turned into a chop fest.
Yeah, the loose on the skin on the chest of these guys is loose from all of the strikes.
2.
Rory taking Freddie down with that boot.
You can see all the blood vessels on both of their chests completely collapsed. Terrible.
Who do you give the edge to? You didn't have a favorite coming into it. I mean, digging deep now. What do you think?
I think Gulak, man. I think Gulak has been showing that intensity. He just absorbs punishment like nobody else. Whoa! Backside.
Able to avoid contact into the pin. Oh, look at the strength, though. Stacking him up.
Oh, that high angle crab.
Yeah, shades of Samoa Joe with a submission like that. It's very hard to keep a hold of your opponent in this maneuver, though. You have a very short window to tap him out before you have to advance to a more traditional application. It takes a lot of upper body strength against the leg strength. I mean, legs are stronger than arms. It's as simple as that.
And he's showing exactly what you were just saying. He switched from the high angle crab to the single leg half crab.
Freddie's lucky. Freddie's lucky. He's still alive in this matchup.
Yeah, but Gulak, he's really put on the punishment to Freddie right now. And Freddie was able to get to the ropes, but he doesn't look like he's getting his feet very quickly. Gotta turn around, man. Rory, the first guy up to his feet, taking Jay Freddie up into this body slam position. What does he have in mind here?
Might be looking for a big splash. That's the thing about Gulak, is he's very technical, but unlike his brother, he's not afraid to take a risk. Wow!
Top rope splash.
Took a little bit too much time. I think Freddie got the knees up. You just hear the air coming out of the chest, and there we see the Shining Wizard. Jay Freddie was out wrestling for Keiji Muto for Wrestle 1. We're talking about having a move passed down to you, Corvus.
Yeah, we're coming back from Japan with a couple of new tricks in the bag. And you can just see the fire in Jay Freddie right now, really showing that intensity. Gulak may have pushed him a little too far.
Bring it down, let's go.
Looking for that cradle once again. Gulak putting on the brakes.
Down. Let's go, guys.
Oh, this is a really precarious position, man.
Oh, Freddie was trying to find his footing. Rory just plucked him right off the second rope. He's got him in that fireman's carry.
Yeah, but Jay Freddie still has hold of that top turnbuckle.
Freddie once again trying to find his footing. Gulak forced to relinquish the hold. What's Freddie looking for right here? Trying to find his footing. Snapping off that Americanrana. Roy's in the center of the ring. The tape is coming off. Freddie looking to send things home, but is he taking too much time?
Look at the intensity on his face.
Oh, that elevated knee right to the temple. Gulak's gonna be knocked out.
Knocked out. He must have kicked out on complete adrenaline at that point, on instinct alone.
Corvus, you said it time and time again, Rory Gulak is just super tough. Like, maybe Jay Freddie does need to break some glass.
He's a sponge for punishment.
Now look for that double underhook.
You got to think Jay Freddie's wondering what he has to do at this point. The fact that Gulak is still attacking him after taking that knee.
Oh, a headbutt to the clavicle. That's the easiest bone in the body to break. Freddie's had tunnel vision this whole match. Oh, man. He got him.
Jay Freddie able to put the amazing Rory Gulak away with that high angle fisherman driver. Jay Freddie coming back with this new fire lit after his tour of Japan. Maybe that was the turn that Jay Freddie needed to change his luck here in Beyond Wrestling.